Oh, what a difference 2 years can make. Do you know the same mortgage payment you had 2 years ago is $200 less today? Hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am DeLynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day that you guys tune in to chat with us. So we appreciate your viewing and we love to bring you some updates on what's going on in the market. Today, what we decided to chat about, there's a few things, obviously, with all of that has happened and the changes in the industry since COVID. And remember, years ago we were talking about the changes in the industry due to the real estate crash and everything. Well,
now we got COVID.
Now we have a COVID crash. So all of the changes and things like that. So we wanted to start with, and I know I don't want to say that we've hammered this before, but things are coming to light. So COVID started, mid-March, thereabouts, and the government came out and said, oh, there's going to be forbearances on mortgage payments, and
we call it the CARES Act.
The CARES Act, and they weren't going to be doing foreclosing and things like that. So as the months have gone on now, some of that stuff is kind of starting to show up, and we're starting to see things in credit reports and things like that. So we kind of wanted to touch base on that a little bit. One of the things is the delinquency.
Yeah, the delinquency, for those of you who think that not paying your mortgage is going to get you a free lunch. For those of you who know, there's really no such thing as a free lunch.
Nothing is free.
Yeah, nothing is free. So the forbearance can affect you, even though I know the CARES Act says, yeah, we're not going to report you. It's not going to affect your credit. I know we're not going to foreclose on you. We're actually at the lowest foreclosure rate right now in over 10 years. So if that part
because
of it is working.
The CARES Act, that's great.
Yeah, so foreclosures are super, super low right now. But here's what is happening. When you do take this forbearance agreement, it is affecting your ability to enjoy these super, super duper low interest rates right now.
Yes.
They're crazy.
Yes.
And the market is hot, so it could hamper you from actually buying that new investment property or rental you've been looking at.
Or refinancing. A lot of people with these super duper duper low interest rates.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah, I know. And these are literally historical lows. They've never in all of interest rate tracking have been this low. So it is a great time to refinance or buy a home. But if you did go into a forbearance on your mortgage, they're changing the guidelines daily on that. You cannot be in a forbearance. So if you are looking to refinance right now, there's definitely some stringent rules, hard rules in place. You cannot be in a forbearance. You have to be out of the forbearance. If you go into a payment arrangement on it, then you have to make those payments for at least 3 months before you can do a refinance.
So that's the new part.
That's the new part.
3 consecutive payments being caught up in a row. You'll have to prove it once you went into a forbearance. So I don't know about you, but I like interest rates where they are.
I know.
For our buyers and people who are refinance right now. I would hate to think that I had to wait 3 months to take advantage, because who knows what rates are going to be in 3 months.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Because we're talking into the fall by then. We're
Yeah.
into September or October,
Yeah.
So definitely, and we've said this before, the other thing that we wanted to touch on as far as forbearances go is to keep in mind, and a lot of people don't realize this either, when you entered into that forbearance with your bank, well, first of all, we wanted to say, even though the CARES Act came out and the government said you don't have to make your mortgage payments for 3 months or whatever it is, you need to call your lender. You need to call whoever
I'm
you're
just
making
amazed
mortgage
that people
payments
think,
to.
oh, the government says I don't have to, so they stop making
And
payments.
and this has happened, and the reason we know this has happened because guess what? We're about 90 days into this whole thing, a little more than 90 days. 90-day delinquencies are up.
Yes, they are.
So foreclosures are down, but 90-day delinquencies are up, which leads us to believe that people just stopped making their mortgage payment because the government said you didn't have to. They said that you need to contact your lender and you have to work out what's called a forbearance agreement with your lender. So don't just stop making your payments. If you have, by all means, please contact your lender before they
Wow, I could have had a V8.
I know. You need to contact your lender and you need to say, oops, sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
And get on a plan and sign the proper paperwork for the forbearance.
I don't know about you, but I'm afraid of what may be the repercussions for people on the catch-up payments yet. You know what I mean? What is that going to look like on the back end? We have not seen that yet because you do have to pay that mortgage back. You did sign the promissory note. You agreed to pay that loan amount. You know, there's no forgiveness on this. This is not, you know.
Right. This is not a forgivable thing.
No.
This is a forbearance. And the forbearance just is you don't have to pay it right now. Now, a lot of people think that it goes to the end of their 30-year mortgage or whatever, or the end of their 15-year mortgage. And in some cases it may, but in most cases, probably 90% of the cases, it does not go to the end.
Yeah.
It goes to the end of the forbearance period. So if the bank said, we'll give you 3 months, then on that 4th month, you owe 4 payments. You owe the 3 months they gave you plus the current payment. And that's where people are right now, we're seeing running into a little bit of struggle and a little bit of difficulty. So they're saying, I can't pay 4 months mortgage payment right now. What do we do? And that's where they're going into another arrangement with their mortgage lender to make up those payments. They might be splitting them up. They might be, you know, I don't know, paying 1.5 or whatever it might be. They're trying to make arrangements with you.
Bottom line, think before you stop paying.
Yes.
Think of the long-term repercussions.
Please.
All right, so let's move on. Enough.
Yeah.
We've beat that horse to death.
I know.
But you know what? It's very important that you understand these forbearance and the messages that you're
And
getting.
please, if you have any questions about forbearances,
Yeah,
if
call
you're in
DeLynn.
one or whatever.
Call DeLynn.
I was going to say call either one of us.
I'm just kidding. I'm happy to take your call.
We are more than happy to
Yes.
help you out with it.
Most people get my sarcasm.
I know.
If they don't, I'm sorry. You can call me, okay?
And one thing on the forbearance that you can't do
Oh, the
is...
horse is back?
Yeah, I know. The horse, he didn't leave the room yet. Hang on. When people call us and they say, I want to refinance, get these super duper low interest rates, which is great, but I need to catch up these 3 mortgage payments, you cannot include that in the refinance. Those payments have to be caught up before we do the refinance.
Yes. Okay.
You can't include them.
Are we done?
Now we're done.
Okay, good.
The horse is leaving the room.
Now on to our sports section. Sports are back!
I knew at some point he was going to get that in here. He is so thrilled.
You know what? No fans, but we will have hockey and we will have baseball.
My husband actually watched some of a baseball game the other night, he said.
It must have been a rerun. There's no baseball yet, right?
Yes, there's baseball.
Really? Baseball started? Oh, I missed it. How was it?
Boring.
It was boring. It's baseball. Hey, we have
My
sports.
husband's in the other room and he's yelling too. And he's talking to him
I'm
in his
sure
ear.
they can hear. But yeah, and I think NBA is back too, so it's exciting.
It is.
But it has nothing to do with the mortgage industry other than it's something to do.
It's a bright side.
It is a bright side
in the midst of all of
when you're
this.
sitting in your new home that you just loved, and if you refinance and get cash out, you can buy a bigger TV. That's all I can say. At a low rate, low interest rate. You know, your payment may not even go up, so consider it. All right, let's talk about what's going on with appraisals right now.
Well, actually, wait, can we talk about the super duper low interest rates? Because you said that in the teaser.
All right.
No, I liked what you did. I liked what you said.
I know. All right.
And then we'll go into
Let's
appraisals.
talk about the super duper
Because you mentioned
duper low
doing a
interest
cash out and buying
I know. I
a
did.
giant
What a great
TV.
segue.
I know.
What a great segue. So right now, if you are maybe even in the 4s, I would even say if you're in the upper 3s and your loan size is larger, you might weigh it out depending on how long you're going to stay in the house, really determines if you should refinance or
Right.
not. That's key. The loan size and how long you're staying really determines that. So interest rates are so low right now. I've never seen them this low.
I know.
I know you've been in the industry a week more than me, but it's never been. I mean, we're finally seeing stuff dip down in the twos. I mean, that's like free money.
I know. I'm giggling because there was a good, I don't know if you saw it, there was a good post thing that our marketing department put out. You know, Jeff Foxworthy,
Right.
you know, you might be a redneck if, you know. This one was, if your interest rate starts at 4, you might be in line for a refinance.
You might be. So, but you know what? Not is it only effective for refinancing, but for the purchase market.
Purchase market is on fire right
I
now.
know. So let's do a little, my little teaser was, in 2018, the average interest rate was about 4.5%. Okay? Fact.
Fact.
You
Yep,
know,
that's
give or
where it was.
take. Yep. Right now, you can get a rate at, say, 3. So let's take a $300,000 house that you want to buy, which is a pretty darn nice house.
Yes,
Well, at least
it
it
is.
used to be last week. I don't know about this week. It might get you a little bungalow down.
Yeah, I know.
down-
Depends on what state you're in,
Yeah.
but in our state,
Yeah,
it's a nice
300,000.
house.
Payment on that's like $1,216 a month back 2018. That same $300,000 loan at 3% is $1,012.
Wow.
Do you realize that's over $200 less? Same house. Now, mind you, that $300,000 house 2 years ago is probably $310, $320 now. Because
Right,
prices
right,
keep going up.
right.
So people see that and they're trying to jump in, lock in on a lower price and a lower rate. No wonder the market is so on fire right now.
And you know, I got to say, and even a few years before that, so 2 years ago was 4.5, and I would venture to say probably 5 years ago it was like in the 5s.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy. So look at refinancing. If you're buying, you're going to get a whole lot of house right now for less money. Probably less than you can rent for, because rents
and
just
I was
keep
just going to say
rents
that.
just keep going up every year, and they will continue. The only way you're going to get in housing that's going to consistently keep your payment the same, barring taxes and insurance going up, and mind you, there's a cost to homeownership. We all know that, but there's a lot. We've done the pros and cons of rent versus buy. You can lock in on your payment today on a 30-year rate. That's super duper 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 low. Okay? You like that?
How many dupers do
A
we
lot
have?
of dupers. So with that in mind, consider it. Take a look at it. Talk to your financial advisor. Talk to your mortgage lender. Talk to us. We're those people. But
We're good
because of all that going on,
Yes.
we have a rare combination right now of a refi market and a purchase market. So what does that mean?
Both of which are on fire right
Every-
now.
Lenders are all super busy. So we try to give the best customer service we can. And I know a lot of lenders are trying to do the same thing. But they're just overwhelmed in the industry. Like my phone rings a lot. Yeah, a lot. Can you say a lot?
A lot.
A lot.
Which is good. So what we're asking is our real estate partners out there, if you're a realtor, please put 45 days on a contract, just because neither you nor us want to go back, or the buyers or the sellers, and here we need an extension, right? And I know for the longest time, for many years, we've been running at about 30 days, roughly 30 days, give or take a little bit. But right now, because of the industry being so flooded with loan applications for people taking advantage of those low interest rates, either buying homes or refinancing their existing mortgage, not only are the lenders backed up, that your underwriting team, your processing team, all of the verifications that have to be done, still dealing with this COVID. As you know, the IRS, we've told you the IRS shut down for a long period of time. Well, the verifications through the IRS weren't happening, and now they're starting back again, but again, they're taking a little bit longer because of the skeleton crew and things like that. But the other thing we wanted to mention is appraisals. Appraisals are taking a little, and again, be patient. That's, I think.
So here's the good news on the appraisals, though. There are some positives. So appraisals, why do we need a 45-day contract? First of all, underwriting turn times are definitely delayed. Refis are up to what? How many days on a refi? in underwriting?
In underwriting on ours, it's like 9 days, I
9
think.
business
We're 9 days.
mind you. And so purchases are taking priority. We know that they have to.
Yes.
So you got to be patient with your lender right now. But the appraisers, because of, you have to understand, we got refis and purchases, the appraisers are all super busy as well. The whole industry is busy. So it can take 7 to 14 days to get an appraisal back now. So if you're trying to do a 30-day contract and we don't get the contract for, say, 2 days, and the borrower doesn't sign for another 2 days, you're 4 days in to the contract, and it's 14 days to get the appraisal back, that's 18 days right away on your 30-day contract. You have 12 days to get this thing submitted, conditions cleared, and if everything doesn't go perfect,
And the verification's back.
the verifications with COVID, you know, now there's extra layers on employment verifications, looking really closely at self-employed borrowers. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
So
especially if it's a self-employed borrower. Those are definitely
get a
taking little
45-day
longer.
contract, protect your buyer. You can close early if, you know, if it's possible, if
Yeah.
the seller will allow it. You can always
And
close
we
on
let-
or before.
And I speak for every lender out there. None of us are trying to drag our feet on these things. Everybody is as motivated as you are to get it closed. So the or earlier, you know, 45 days or sooner, we're fine with that. We want to close it as fast as possible too. It's funny, my processor said to one of the underwriters the other day, they were going back and forth on a condition, and she said, I want to get this off my desk as much as you want to get this off your desk. Let's just say, cut to the chase. What do we need to do here? And both of them, the processor and the underwriter, figured it out and were
Yes.
able to make it just move forward right away.
So let's talk about the positives that we've seen on the appraisals. So values seem to be coming in. We haven't seen a lot of
Of short, no.
short, which is good for the market. I think people are being reasonable on their list price, and the market's hot. That's
Yeah,
helping.
yeah.
So we've seen most of them coming in. But the other cool thing is we're able to get appraisal waivers. You know, that's meaning we don't even have to send an appraiser out. And I know our appraiser friends that watch us are going to go, hey, what are you doing? You're cutting me out. It's happening, though. So electronically, when we submit a file now, Fannie and or Freddie will determine that we don't need an inspection done by an appraiser. So if the value is reasonable, and we've had that in the past on refinances.
I was just going to say, it used to be just on refinances
Yeah.
that they would do that, but just, I think in the last, well, it's probably in the last year, but they weren't as prevalent as they are today.
Right,
We're
but
we're getting
now
a lot more
on
waivers.
purchases. So literally, if you have good value and it has a lot to do with your borrower too. If you
Right.
have a strong borrower on a conventional loan, you know, somebody putting a decent amount down, there's a chance you could get a waiver on that appraisal.
We've gotten many of them.
Yeah, so it happens. Sometimes you have to play with it. And
Which
I don't
then
like-
saves us that 14-day period
yes.
of
But what we
waiting
don't
for an appraisal.
What I don't want is our realtors who watch our show say, but you said on your show you might get an
Might.
inspection.
Might.
There's the
Might,
key word,
might, might.
Do not write your contract based on us getting that
Yeah.
waiver of the appraisal. So, and it does save the borrower money. That's
Yeah.
about $450.
For an
And-
appraisal.
And we don't charge, like, we don't have a fee to, like, appraisal waive. You know,
Right.
a lot of lenders do.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
they would charge, well,
I didn't know
they
that.
have to do a review of it. That's a garbage fee.
Wow, I didn't know
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
See, we don't charge that. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah,
Interesting.
yes, like $150 or something, 125, whatever. I've seen it.
Huh.
Yeah, many, many times. So, so that's the good news on the appraisal front. All right, that's our show. Have a
I
great
know.
week,
What
everybody.
else did we want to talk about? Well, we kind of blew through all of that stuff fast.
I know,
So
I
I
know.
think the last thing that we wanted to kind of like touch on a little bit is one of the things that we hear a lot from our real estate people out there, our real estate
lot.
partners.
A
lot.
lot.
How can we help? We appreciate so much you guys willing to help us out and step in and do what it takes, because if we do have one of those short contracts or whatever, and you guys are right there with, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do? So everything is electronically these days. As you know, most things are electronic, but we do still have some elderly clients out there who just are not tech savvy or afraid of it or don't want to or whatever. So if you guys can help, sometimes you guys have been wonderful with, picking up documents, bringing them to us for the elderly people, or helping them with signing, that kind of thing. And we're doing everything we can as well. One of the things that slows us down sometimes is the contracts. If the contracts come in and I don't have all of the addendums to them, whatever you check off on page 12, we need. It's not a complete contract until I have those things, because you made it part of the contract by checking those. So just make sure that your contract is complete and your contract is legible. Sometimes that happens as well, where, going back and forth with the sellers and things like that, it gets fuzzy. And
Is that a legal word?
Fuzzy and blurry, and
Yeah.
And then we can't. So one of the cool things that I can do, I would prefer a cleaner contract, obviously, but one of the things that we can sometimes do is take the original contract that before it got sent back and forth a million times, so it's crystal clear, it's nice and crisp, and if I put that with the blurry one, my underwriters will accept that. But just kind of like look at it. If when you're sending it, if you can't read it, chances are I can't read it either.
Yes, and of course our buyers or refinance people, if the processor says I need docs,
Oh, yeah.
get them over. Don't sit on it. Get to it right away. And I know we did a whole show last week about insurance. Man, insurance is the slowdown. One of the biggest slowdowns right now. Why do we have delays? We don't have an insurance binder.
We don't have the insurance.
And we're coming into storm season again.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that property bound and insured, you're not going to close on time. So get your binder ASAP. So get us your docs like yesterday. Don't sit on it. Get 'em over.
When we say we need 30 to 45 days, we need all of those days. So if you say, well, I'm still shopping and we're 2 weeks into the loan process,
Yeah.
you're still shopping for insurance.
You need to shop from day one.
Yeah, from day one.
Yeah.
Just start shopping for your
you know
insurance
what?
right
And
away.
we learned last week from Carolyn Hirsch, who was on the show,
Mm-hmm.
that she can change the closing dates. Just get it bound.
Yes.
Get it issued. Insurance has to be underwritten just like a mortgage does. So,
Yep.
So
Yep.
lots of things. You know what we didn't mention though?
What?
On the appraisal waiver, I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
2 times where
The horse is backing into the room.
No. That was COVID and that was forbearance. That was last week's show too.
Okay.
Yeah. Was you're not going to get a waiver on an FHA file.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Or on a
so-
VA.
On a VA. Now,
Yeah, they don't do waivers. That is only your conventional Fannie Mae or
yes,
Freddie
I
Mac
wanted
loan.
to bring that up. So if you
Good
got an
point.
FHA, don't ever think you're going to get an appraisal waiver.
Right.
They don't allow them. Now, on VA, you won't get one on a purchase, but you will get them on an IRL. Remember?
So what's an Earl?
IRL?
Earl. Earl?
What's an IRL?
We've got a client named Earl.
We got a few.
So an IRL, interest rate reduction. So that is the VA will, for an existing veteran, if you have your VA loan right now, they'll do what's called an IRL, an interest rate reduction loan. It's basically a fancy way of saying a refinance.
Yes.
But on a refinance with the VA, for the most part, they are so easy to do and they are so faster, I should say.
Yes.
But they're very easy to do because you don't have to requalify. VA basically says, you know what, we're already insuring the loan. We already know that they have money. They've been making their payments. All we need is to make sure that they've been making their payments. They need a mortgage credit report, which we will order for you, your driver's license, and a couple of things. We don't need all of the paperwork that we do on a traditional purchase or a traditional refinance. So they're very quick and easy to do, and we're doing lots of those right now as well. So if you do have an existing VA loan, by all means, please feel free, or if you're a realtor, if you have a client who has an existing VA loan, please have them reach out to us. We're saving a lot of veterans a lot of money.
All right. Well, thanks, DeLynn, for that update. I was looking at upcoming dates for us. I forgot. I couldn't remember the date.
What date?
Well,
The date of what?
the date of our next lunch and learn.
Lunch and learn. I know, we are getting kind of down here. All right, so what else do we want to talk about?
Well-
Stuff going on in the community?
Nothing.
That was fast.
Actually-
You know how normally we save
Hey,
the
we're
last few
part-
minutes for all the stuff in the community?
Yeah, actually,
but there
we
is
have-
some stuff.
We're doing Operation Kibble at the office.
See, Operation Kibble. Tell us about Operation
So Operation
Kibble.
Kibble is, you know what, we have people suffering from COVID, and financial hardships, and we have a lot of pets out there. We're big. I'm a big dog person. Keep your cat. Sorry, cat lovers, just not a cat person. Good for you, not for me. I got scars right here to show you why. I'm a dog person, but you know what? There's dogs going hungry out there too, and people.
That's sad.
It is. So we're our drop-off spot at the office for Operation Kibble. So if you have extra dog food you're not using, bring it by. Or if you want to donate some, bring it by. We're going to get it to people in the community who need
To
dog
feed
food.
their doggies.
Yeah, so we don't want our pets to be without food during
Right.
this time, and it happens. It's sad. A lot of
And so
people
many
are out of
people
work.
I know, they're thinking, and all of the big hearts in this community are thinking about feeding the people, feeding the kids. There's programs
Right.
for feeding the children and
Yeah.
everything. And you're right, they don't think about the pets in those households.
Yeah,
so
so
I'm
that's-
glad we're doing that. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Operation Kibble. I
Good
invited
for
you-
us.
I invited you to the event last night. Make sure you share it with your friends. When you
Oh.
see it out on social media, please share it. I appreciate
I'm
that.
just so not a Facebook person, but I will. I'll go look for it.
Yeah.
And
Based
I will
on
share
your
it.
page, it looks like you're on it every day.
Yeah, I know.
How does that work?
That's how you have a millennial who does all that stuff for you.
It's all good. All right,
didn't
and
see
then
it.
we have our upcoming Lunch and Learn.
And last month's Lunch and Learn was excellent. Thank you for those who attended. And keep in mind, this is open to any licensed real estate agent. We do these amazing Lunch and Learns. One of these days, we're going to get back to Carrabba's and
I
doing
was
them.
just thinking about this. We had those unlicensed people that would come for lunch. They're not on our Zoom calls. Did you notice that? You think it was about the free food? Did I just say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
It just hit me.
And it's about to go out all over the place.
All right, so if you are a licensed real estate, please join us on our next Zoom call. It'll be at 11:30, August 11th. We do have Nikki Alvarez-Sauls. She's our new clerk of the Circuit Court.
For Pasco County?
Yes, so she can help you out. She can be your best friend. There's a lot of documents that you need in the real estate world that are retrievable online. She can help you look up properties, different things.
And even if you're
tools.
not sure if she's the one, man, she is such a great person, and she will absolutely guide you. If it's not her
Yes.
department, her area, she'll tell you who to go to.
So find the link online, 11:30 on Tuesday, August 11th. Normally we do them at Carrabba's, but
Right.
obviously
We'll get
we
back there one of these days.
One of these days. One of these nights. No.
And thank you to all of the realtors who were able to join us on our Realtor Appreciation. We do, you know what, the ones who do business with us, we give back to you guys as well.
That was a
we
lot
have
of
these
fun.
little appreciations. So, hey, do some business with us and you'll be able to come on one of our
Yes.
appreciation
Yes.
events as well.
Because we appreciate you and we're grateful. Thank you, everybody, for watching our show this week. Make sure you share it. Make sure you like it. Make sure you give us a call. Keep in touch with us. Let us know how you're doing in all this COVID. And your safety is our concern. And we're trying our best. We're not quite 6 feet apart, though, DeLynn. We're close.
yeah.
We're about 4 feet 9 inches.
Thank you all for watching. We are today and every day.
Moving forward, have a great week.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.